The other evening, I was at a birthday party for a wonderful friend of mine who was celebrating his 84th birthday. And there was a grand gathering of folks, and I was sitting beside a gentleman who was his high school classmate. And so he, of course, was in that age as well. And as we talked during the dinner that followed, he was telling me how much things had changed. You know, things aren't the same as they used to be. He noted that a number of times. And as I heard the statement, I remembered, gee, I've heard that so many times before. Things aren't the way they used to be. Have you ever said that? Have you ever, said, things aren't the way they used to be? You know, what is the way it used to be? And I hear that sometimes, and underneath it is a sort of apprehension that what is unfolding is frightening. What's coming and unknown yet is unsettling. So I was trying to think, how did the Jewish people hear Peter as he spoke to them? And he laid out this extraordinary story about Jesus, this remarkable prophet who did wondrous things. And he went on to explain to the people, and we heard in the Acts of the Apostles that when the people heard it, they were cut to the heart. And their request was, what should we do? And of course, the answer was, things have to change. You have to make some changes. There's a whole new way of thinking and being a Jewish person. The story in this particular paragraph concludes with thousands made that step. Thousands received the gift of baptism and stepped forward, facing, my gosh, things aren't the same, and they never will be the same as they used to be. When Mary came to the tomb early on that morning, weeping, she was weeping when she arrived. She was weeping when she looked in and saw the angels. She was weeping, caught up in her brokenness and sorrow at what had happened. And Jesus appears. Jesus appears. And what does he say to her? Stop holding on. Stop it. Stop holding on to me. There's something bigger happening here. There's something much more significant than this moment of grief. For the news is, God is alive. God is alive. God is active. Things are changing. A whole new order is being born. Things will never again be the same. And I wonder if that message isn't meant for you and me as well. You know, we hold on to the way things always used to be. And there's a lot of stuff that is never going to be that way again. Change, in many respects, is not God's enemy. I believe, in fact, that God has created us to be on this journey. You've heard the word, the journey of faith. Well, on a journey, what happens? The landscape keeps changing. Things keep passing by. We're all on that journey. And I believe that the Easter message calls us to insert ourselves in this movement of our loving God, into this dynamism of this God who is continually unfolding, opening to us new ways of seeing God, ourselves, creation, one another, the church. So it is a journey, and it continues to evolve and change. In this Eucharist, we hear the Word of God. Clearly, God is present here. We hear the gospel, the word of Jesus, his body, his blood poured out for us. God present here. The Easter message is God is alive. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There's many things that are unfolding, but God is alive. And so in God we place our trust.